Hey, I'm back. Welcome back to my channel. Hey, it's Jazz. Thank you for tuning in. I'm not sure if you've seen any of my previous videos, but even if you haven't, thank you, welcome. I have them all queued up in a playlist, so if you want to see what my Achilles tendon recovery journey has been like since week 0, before I had surgery or anything, all the way up to now, which by reading the title you can probably tell is my 1 year post-op mark. Being at 1 year and what it looks like for me moving forward. And yeah, if you're interested in that, then stay tuned and let's start the video. So when I left off last time at the 9-month mark, the next kind of major thing I guess I experienced was being at 10 months, which 10 months doesn't sound like too crazy if I just reached a 9-month milestone, right? The reason why 10 months was so, I guess, interesting to me and kind of like an emotional moment for me was because although it was 10 months post my operation, it was actually a year since my actual injury. So I won't fully explain, but just a short recap. I had gotten injured and I was injured for 2 months before I actually got treatment.
Hey, yo!
So just because of some back and forth with the doctor, them not believing that I was injured, me having to find a doctor who would actually listen to me, trying to navigate public health with no insurance and all that kind of stuff. So it was a very tough time. So around the 10-month post-op mark, it was actually my 1 year mark of getting injured. Something that I didn't notice was that although I had been a year removed from getting the injury, I was still because you know how good old technology, right? My iPhone, my Snapchat, Instagram, whatever, just all of the memories started coming up on my phone. So it would be videos of me jumping rope, which is how I got injured in the first place. Right. Again, professional athlete. I played basketball. I danced. I did all these amazing things and I got injured from jumping double dutch. Anyway. I was good though. Yeah. And I realized it was still kind of hard for me to even look at it. I would just, when it would pop up on my phone, I just skipped past it because I didn't want to see it. I just thought it was super fascinating to be dang, a whole year out and I was still very reluctant to relive that day. There was a lot going on at that time. So not only does it bring up the injury in particular, but me losing my job, me having, getting eviction notices because I couldn't pay my bills, me feeling helpless, me not being able to go to the gym and use my body, which is the thing that I've used to make money my whole life. Not like that. I'm looking for the hoe. But because I was a professional athlete, that's how I earned my living and that's how I paid my way through college and that's how I did, all these things. So it was very, very interesting to be oh, I'm not really in a space to go back there. Soon. Just not. Ooh. It's always every time I'm recording, there's always a bug. All right. Let's see here. And then another big thing that happened around 10 months after I got over all the sadness was I was officially discharged from physical therapy. So that was super exciting for me. My physical therapist was yeah, I don't really know what else I can do for you. She said compared to mostly all of her clients, especially anyone else who she's had that faced the same injury, I was the only one who had gone that far in physical therapy. So a lot of times people would stop after they were finally able to walk again. They just would stop coming to physical therapy, stop doing the exercises and etc. And to one degree I get it because you kind of life starts speeding up and you, like I said before in my previous video, you start to get all I gotta get back to doing life. I gotta kind of retreat back to my normal schedule and things just get crazy and physical therapy might fall in the cracks of that. I'm just glad that I stuck it through. So the great thing is, like I said, I'm discharged from physical therapy from that physical therapist. But what I personally want to do, I think a personal goal of mine is to find a sports specific rehab clinic or rehab physical therapist center where, like I said, sports specific. So a lot of what I did in this physical therapy was just kind of normal exercises and very basic exercises. And don't get me wrong, it got me to where I am today, which is walking. I'm a year post-op, so I'm walking, I'm, running, I'm doing all the things, jumping. But I feel more comfortable playing basketball now, right? But not competitively. So I feel comfortable shooting around. At first, when I used to shoot around, I would just power walk to get my rebound. If it went to the other side of the gym, I wouldn't run to it. But now that I can run, I would run or I would jog to it. I don't feel crazy about doing little things like layups and jump shots from far range, 3-point shots, all of that. But when it comes to cutting real fast or playing against defense, I don't feel fully confident in that. And I'm also a dancer, so I, taking dance classes at a fast pace and standing on your toes and moving and jumping and all that, I don't feel fully comfortable doing that. So I would want to go to a sports specific rehab place and somewhere that they can help me do specific exercises that are catered to the types of sports that I do. And those places usually have more equipment. They usually have more attentive and more experienced physical therapists, and they're also more expensive. So for that reason, I probably won't be doing it now in the near future, but I'm really hoping to before the year ends. Some things I noticed while being at the 1 year mark is, one, I still it sounds so cliche, but it really does feel like it went fast. Week 0 Jasmine would look at 1 year post-op Jasmine and be like, fast where? Nowhere. Because everything is moving in slow motion at that time. But being on this side of it, I really do feel like dang, it really went fast. It does not feel like it was a year. It does not feel like it was a year. I feel like I'm different in a lot of different ways. Mentally, definitely a lot stronger. Definitely a lot, I would say even more mature. I'm definitely in a space where I feel like I can ask for and receive help more because I had to. I was forced into a position where I had to ask for help and I had to be helped. And I didn't like it at first. So as someone who's super, mad, hyper independent, I was like, no, I can do everything on my own. And then I was like, no, you can't. Am even more, I would say, grateful for what I have and the abilities that I have. I pray every day, already, even before the injury, obviously, because my faith is so big for me. But that's one prayer that I constantly say. It's just thank you for my ability to stand, my ability to walk, my ability to move, never taking it for granted, ever. I did notice when I hit the 1 year mark that I kind of started falling off from doing some of my physical therapy exercises at home. Once you get back into the swing of things in life, and once your life becomes resembling what it used to look like before you got injured, it's really hard to stay on track, on top of your physical therapy exercises if you don't have, a physical therapist in your face telling you to do these things. And this is coming from someone who is a professional athlete. So this is something that I just always do. And even then, it's still hard. I noticed that I'm starting to get a little bit lazy, and I'm like, hey, stop, cut it out. One thing that threw me for a complete loop was literally last week, right after I hit the 1 year mark. Oh my gosh. I was sleeping. I woke up to the hardest knot on the back of my incision. I wish I took a photo. I was too stressed out and anxious, so I didn't even think about trying to get any sort of content, but it was a knot, and it was the back of my incision. And initially I thought it was a bug bite. I thought I got stung by a mosquito. That's what it looked like. And so it was itching a little bit. So I was like, okay, just don't scratch it. The bite's going to go away, whatever. As the day progressed, it did not go away. It started to get a little bit bigger. And so I was like, okay, the more I start to feel around, I'm kind of I don't see an incision point. I don't think this is a mosquito or a spider or whatever. It just feels like a hard knot. And so I'm like, oh, it's probably just scar tissue. So I take I don't have it with me, but it's a little scraper tool. And usually I'll use that and some type of oil or butter or lotion. And I'll scrape. After that, it spread. So what started off as a little knot, it spread along the entire length of my incision, and it got rock hard. It was burning. So itchy. It started to swell. I don't know how else to explain how I was feeling other than saying like extreme anxiety. Like, I started to think the absolute worst. Do not go to WebMD at 3 a.m. No matter what's wrong. Do not. I thought my foot was falling off. It was awful. I was stressing out. I didn't know what to do, but I ended up asking around. I ended up doing research and determined that it was built up scar tissue. And I'm like, out of nowhere, another sprinkle, another issue. I said, and so it almost made me wonder, like, how long am I going to be dealing with things related to this injury? I've seen, when I was researching and asking around, I've seen people saying like they're 10, 15 years out still dealing with scar tissue buildup, or still dealing with random things that would pop up because of the injury. And it just kind of made me a little bit scared, but also it made me feel relieved, because I'm like, okay, I'm not alone in this, and it's normal because other people are also dealing with it. Essentially what I ended up doing was just taking Tylenol every couple of hours, and eventually, day by day, the swelling went down. It maybe took like 2 or 3 days for it to fully go down. Now the area is still a little bit hard, and I can tell that scar tissue is still there. And so right now I'm trying to figure out what to do so that it doesn't happen again. So yeah, just a heads up. I guess stuff like that can happen at any point in your recovery. Doesn't matter if you're a year out or probably more. Just a heads up. I definitely wanted to close with this, though. There are a few things that, now that I'm finally at the 1 year mark, I want to experience, and I kind of want to regain the confidence to do. Really, just in general, get back to doing things that I used to do, which I'm mostly doing pretty much right now, but also doing things that maybe scare me, doing things that challenge me, doing things that are maybe things that I wasn't even doing before I got injured. Just, this made me think of it. This has nothing to do with my Achilles injury, but I dyed my hair, guys. Like, this is, so the lighting is kind of off, so I don't know if you can tell, but it's lavender. It's a purple color. And something that I told myself I would do, at the top of the year, was every season try to change my hair color to a different color. But I only say that to say, do things that scare you, do things that take you out of your comfort zone. Something as simple as me dyeing my hair gave me confidence in so many other areas that I didn't think. Just brings me back to like this journey. A lot of my Achilles journey has been so much of like building my confidence back up. And I realized, I think at first I thought it was just in a physical sense, right? Achilles wise, but it's been building my confidence in a lot of ways. Starting a YouTube channel, for example, like, me? It just has helped in a lot of ways. And I think that, ultimately, I just want to give advice to anyone who is maybe in the same place as me, or anyone who's maybe like month 2, week 2, or maybe they just tore their Achilles yesterday and they're looking at me like, 1 year post-op. Oh, like, things must be so great for you, and etc. I'm telling you, it's going to get better. It will. I promise. You're going to be at a place where you look back a year from now and you're like, hey, I'm a year post-op. Hey, I'm 6 months post-op. Hey, I'm 9 months post-op. Hey, I'm 3 weeks post-op even. I promise. The best thing I could say would be, I saw this quote the other day. Hold on. Okay. I'll just summarize it because I can't find it. But basically, it was saying that the stress that you feel, all of the frustration that you feel in the current moment, more often than not, is due to the fact that you are currently wishing that this moment was something that it's not. Whether that's you are in a current moment and you're wishing you can go back to something that already happened that you can't fix or change, or you're in the current moment and you're wishing, if only I can get there. I can't wait till I get there. I can't wait till I'm 8 months. I can't wait till I'm a year post-op. I can't wait till I can run again. I can't wait till I can stand again. This sucks. I hate being here. I can't walk. I have surgery. I'm in pain, etc., etc. I promise you, I've literally been through every single thing that you're talking about. All the stages, all the stages of grief, right? Because this is also in some ways a grieving process. I've been through all of that. And I promise you, the only thing that really helped me get through was one, God. Seriously, Jesus, the homie, okay?
Got a testimony. Hey!
Because reading the word, staying connected with people in church and all the things, that all helped me. But also accepting where I was, that is what really helped me, in being like, nothing that I do or say in this moment is going to speed up God's process. Literally nothing. If an Achilles, let's just say an Achilles takes 6 months to heal, then if you're at the 2-month mark, you can't will it into existence. You can't just sit there and be so angry and frustrated and really anxious and all the things, and then poof, you're at the 6-month mark. It's not going to happen. 6 months is going to take 6 months. A year is going to take a year, and so on and so forth. So just try your best not to try to focus on making this moment what it is not, because the moment is what the moment is. And you're going to get there. I promise. Yeah, thank y'all so much for following me on this journey. Wow, I'm at a year. I don't really know what else I'm going to document after this. So please forgive me if I go on a leave of absence. But I don't know how y'all content creators do this like consistently, because it's crazy. But yeah, I don't really know what else to document. My goal when I first started this was set out to record my journey for a year, and I've done that. And after this, I mean, I guess I can periodically come back and give any updates, especially if anything major happens. But since I'm kind of back to doing everything back to normal, I don't really know what else to say. I have other things in life to talk about. I like to talk about motivational things. I like to just chat. Sometimes I have a lot of thoughts. I'm very introspective, so I have a lot of thoughts that I like to get out. I'm also a filmmaker, so I could possibly be coming on here to share my film and creative endeavors with y'all. Maybe some sports related things, fitness content. I don't really know, but if y'all have any ideas, let your girl know, because I do not know where else to go from here. But thank y'all so much for the support. I love y'all. Never met y'all, but I love y'all. Y'all are so kind to me in the comments and in the DMs and everything, so I appreciate it. And thank y'all for following me on this journey. And best of luck on y'all's journey. Bye. What? A year, bro. That's crazy. That's nasty work, That's nasty. That's crazy.